British commuters endure a lot on a daily basis. Overcrowding, delays, rising fares, but rail travellers have been welcomed into the new year with the biggest hike in fares in 5 years. Some unions say passengers are paying more while receiving less. Now, the average rail ticket price has risen by 3.4%, with many annual season tickets up by more than $135. The rise is based on July's retail price index, which is a measure of inflation. That came in at 3.6%. Fares are going up while workers' wages stagnate. According to the Trades Union Congress, season tickets have risen by a third more than average wages have. And as Sarah Morice reports, British commuters spend many more times on transport than their European counterparts.
Well, it's been a pretty grim welcome back to work for commuters in the UK, many of them passing through Euston Station here behind me, all knowing that getting to work this year is going to be more expensive than it was last year. Now, for someone who travels about 40 kilometres into London each day to go to work, the annual train ticket is going to cost around $6,000. Now, $6,000 is about 13% of the average Londoner's annual wage. Now, compare that to continental Europe, where the same journey would cost about 2% of the average annual wage in France, or around 4% in Italy. So it's certainly more expensive to be a commuter here in the UK, and that's something that the transport advocates and lobby groups say could change.
I think the UK has taken a different approach to the way in which it thinks about public transport. It tends to think here public transport's basically to be paid for by the users. In other countries like France and Italy, there's an understanding that a good public transport network is good for the whole city, for the whole country, and it's subsidised accordingly.
Now, the transport bosses say that these price hikes are going to be returned to commuters in the way of improving our services and more efficiencies on our train lines. But you've got to remember that the cost of living pressure here in the UK has been getting increasingly tougher for the average worker. In fact, the OECD has just discovered that wages this year are actually, in real terms, going to be around 0.7% less than they were last year. Most of this can be put down to the plummet in the pound post the Brexit decision. So all in all, it's a pretty horrible place to be a commuter here in the UK at the moment.